Before we begin, I want you to know something important. This video isn't about fancy visuals or fast edits. It's about the message, the words, the voice, and how it makes you feel. So close your eyes if you want, relax your shoulders, and just listen. Because sometimes, what you need is not another picture, but a reminder for your heart. So, I just watched an interview that completely changed the way I think. It was a conversation between Hassan Minhaj and an incredible doctor, Dr. Gabor Maté. At first, I thought it would just be a typical comedy chat, but it turned out to be so much deeper. Honestly, it felt like public therapy. Imagine this. Within the very first minute, Dr. Maté diagnosed Hassan with ADD, attention deficit disorder. Not in a harsh or judgmental way, but with such calm presence. He noticed Hassan's jumpy way of speaking and his restless energy. Dr. Maté explained that ADD isn't some inherited flaw, not broken genetics. Instead, it's the natural response of a sensitive brain adapting to stress during early childhood. He even said that stress experienced by parents during pregnancy can affect the baby. Crazy, right? We often think ADD is just about lack of focus, but according to him, it's actually the brain's survival strategy in a pressured environment. What touched me most was how he connected it to everyday struggles. Hassan admitted he constantly battles with procrastination. He has big ideas but struggles to finish them. Dr. Maté explained it's not laziness, it's about dopamine circuits in the brain. Hassan's brain seeks instant stimulation, making long, slow processes feel overwhelming. Then came a powerful moment. Hassan confessed he often hates himself for these patterns. Dr. Maté gently interrupted and said, "Don't hate yourself. Try being curious." That point hit me so hard. Instead of blaming ourselves, he suggested asking, "Why am I doing this?" Or "What do I truly need right now?" Those questions open the door to self-understanding instead of self-judgment. And if you're also on this journey of understanding yourself, this channel can be your safe space. So if this resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe. That way, you'll never miss more deep conversations about mental health, motivation, and finding inner peace. Their talk didn't stop at personal struggles. They moved into the idea of collective trauma, using the conflict in Gaza as an example. Dr. Maté explained that trauma isn't something post or finished, it's ongoing. It's carried from generation to generation, becoming part of a people's identity. You simply can't understand today's conflicts without recognizing the inherited pain of the past. That made me realize how deeply rooted human suffering really is. By the end of the video, Hassan asked, "What's the best advice for the second half of my life?" And Dr. Maté's response was simple, yet profound. Look inward as much as you look outward. He encouraged Hassan to stop proving himself to the world and start searching for truth within himself. Because true peace and happiness will never come from outside, it has to come from within. In the end, this wasn't just about ADD or procrastination. It was about understanding, acceptance, and the power of asking why instead of judging ourselves. Earlier, we stopped at the moment when Hassan admitted he often hated himself for procrastinating. And Dr. Maté gently advised him, "Don't hate yourself. Try to be curious." Now let's go deeper. Why is curiosity so important? Because curiosity opens the door to understanding. Instead of saying, "I'm lazy, I'm a failure, I'm useless," we can ask, "Why is it so hard for me to start? What is my body trying to protect me from?" These small questions can change the way we see ourselves, from enemy to friend, from punishment to compassion. And this doesn't just apply to procrastination. Think about the times when we get angry easily, feel anxious, or constantly think we're not good enough. If we're honest, most of these reactions don't come out of nowhere. They're responses to past experiences, small wounds that never healed, pressures we silently carried long ago. At this point, I want to invite you to pause, take a deep breath in, and slowly let it go. Because what we're talking about here isn't just theory, it could be your own lived experience. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll always have reminders like this on your journey. Now back to the conversation. After talking about personal struggles, they moved on to something bigger: collective trauma. Dr. Maté gave the example of the conflict in Gaza. He explained that trauma isn't only about what happened in the past. It isn't just a bad memory. Trauma can be ongoing, passed down, and even become part of a generation's identity. What does this mean? A wound that never heals can turn into a pattern, and that pattern keeps repeating. Very often, without realizing it, we also carry family trauma or generational trauma in our daily lives. For example, in how we deal with conflict, how we view love, or even how we measure our own worth. Think about it. If trauma at the individual level can strip away self-trust, imagine the scale of suffering at the level of a whole society. It makes you see how deep the roots of human pain can go. Toward the end of the interview, Hassan asked a powerful question: "What's the best advice for the second half of my life?" Dr. Maté's answer was simple but profound. Look inside yourself as much as you look outside. That line feels like a mirror. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to look outward: achievements, career, recognition, validation. But we rarely stop to turn inward and ask, what truly brings me peace? What am I really searching for beneath all of this? The truth is, the answers won't come from the outside. Not from money, not from status, not from awards. They can only be found by having the courage to look within.